EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Browns and the silver and black. And it comes your way next on Madden Football. Just west of the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, at the site of Super Bowl 58, Allegiant Stadium, here in Las Vegas. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because Mike and you doesn't have you, and we've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple of years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs, compete for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup. Fresh set of downs.
Here's 1st and 10. Watson will make the read and holds on. And he's down on the other side of the midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
I think this is something we're going to continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're going to make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the first down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
We're trying to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Watson. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. They give it, and it's 4. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. A couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. A give to Ford on the zone read. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's first and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He finds Judy on that one. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On second down, here's Watson. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
This one caught the 4. And he goes out of bounds at the 3. And from there, it's going to be first and goal.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the first down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they were able to convert.
Here's Chubb. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. They look to run with 4. And he's going to go backwards on that one. They've taken down back at the 6-yard line.
The idea here on second down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a third and manageable goal-to-go situation. And now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here. I think on third and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
Now Watson on third and goal. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver. And down he goes.
You can tell what the decision is about how they want to approach fourth down by what they call on third down. If that was a run play, then you could bet they were going to go for it on fourth. But because it was a pass, and then they take a sack, I think this coach on fourth down is leaning towards settling for 3.
Fourth down. Does pick it up distance field goal. This from 30 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Browns will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
On that opening drive, we'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return is Dylan Lobby. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be let out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Don't let this guy's laid-back personality fool you, Mike. He is a tremendous presence to have in your quarterback room. Not only does he have the ability to manage the game at a high level, but your team has a legitimate chance to beat anyone in the league whenever he's under center. Now, I don't know if I'd classify him as a long-term solution, but he's certainly someone every franchise they would love to have.
And he'll get about 6 there. Setting up second down. Man in motion here is Tucker. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. That's caught by Abdullah. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's loose set down. He picked up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On play action, here's Minshew. He's got the tight end, Mayer. He's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Raider first down.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball. Give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing again is Minshew. It goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp.
it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
On the draw, here's Madison. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. The tackle made by Shelby Harris. Third and 9. From the gun, here's Minshew. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And no return fourth down. It's a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense going to take over now for the second time. And the field goal on the opening drive took the early lead. See if they can improve on that here. 3-0 our score as we begin first and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he can't get away. They rally the football on defense, bring him down for no gain.
What an advantage it brings to defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. This is a great example here why.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. Those brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
And that is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and now it's 4th down.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and that brings up 4th down.
The Raiders offense ready for their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively. The man, just as the ball was be second down. Trying again to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it'll lead to a second down. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. And he'll work ahead for the 5 to the 25. Here now, 3rd and 5. He'll try and throw with Minshew. Open receiver is Marshall. He's got it. 16 yards. Pick up on that one. 1st down, Vegas.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Again, it's Madison. And this time they are ready for her. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
To throw Minshew. He completes it to Marshall. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing is Minshew. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Here's A.J. Cole now. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. We'll see how they want to attack things here. Back up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chell. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this
Here's Watson now on second down. This throw left is complete with Judy. Nearly marked down up around the 18-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down on a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Watson. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Now a handoff to Ford. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. It's the Browns with the advantage. And we're back in Vegas after this. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now Watson keeping this on his own read. Now a loose football. One of the Raiders has got it.
It's amazing that that guy still end up fumbling the ball, because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. Had to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like, because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. Blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And yards there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
You can just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
3rd and long. Minshew gonna look to throw. And this is gonna be incomplete. That's great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Another chance to down this one carries deep into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. Watson, going to give it to Chubb. And he'll work this out to the 23. Divine Diablo there to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's 4. He'll get about 2. Divine Diablo there to make the play. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Watson. That's hot. It's the tight end, Njoku. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain the 7 and a 1st down.
Nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on 3rd down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
Watson now on 1st down. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And nothing on that one back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
The Raiders offense get those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, Abdullah. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Jeremiah Usu-Koromoa in on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Here's Minshew. Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. Get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's 3rd and 2. Here's Madison. This will not do the trick. They stopped it behind the line. 4th down coming up.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they sought for a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's their punter now. As he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. To the left side, he's got Njoku. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 7. On the handoff, 4. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run, probably a yard short of that 1st down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in.
Watson now on 3rd down. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the 1st down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up 1st down.
And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Devon Diablo there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the Here's Watson. Off route, right side, taken by Njoku. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
Well, give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
The pressure gets there, and he goes.
Defense came out in the soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get to the backfield and bring him down.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up third down. Here's Watson. That's taken in by Chubb. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a fourth down decision to make.
The Raiders offense starting to try out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Minshew. This one into the hands of Marshall. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on the first down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Now Madison. And they'll be set up now.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. It has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
An unbalanced look to the left here on first down. Minshew. He's got the tight end there. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. The shotgun, throw from Minshew. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Powers. 18 yards on the catch, and Ron will move the chains.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run wants the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Madison gets it from the pistol. And he'll take this to about the 38-yard line. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with Madison. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down. He'll try and throw with Minshew. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
On comes the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Fake the handoff. Now Watson. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Throwing on 3rd down. Watson.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. On the return is Tucker. Makes a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. the Raiders offense getting set to get back to work. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll run Abdullah. And they work this forward to the 35. Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa in on the stop. Now a 3rd and 2. Straight ahead, here's Madison. They'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Now Minshew. He got all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half, putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs. And next thing you know, you find your groove.
Here's the punter now, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Crochet to return it. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Here's a screen set up for 4. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I think in this case, the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an this pass rush going forward, how aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they've got that screenplay still on the back of their head.
On second down, here's Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
On first down, it's Watson. We'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35. They'll come up here, first and 10. To the air again, Watson. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and he's taken down there. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. So just a couple of field goals through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our score at the break. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime reports. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in the second half. Coming up. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go. The second half is underway. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The home team's offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with the first down. Minshew going to look to throw. He completes it to Marshall. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw and still result in a big game.
A first set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Handoff, it's Madison. And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Man in motion here is Tucker. A run here with Abdullah. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Marshall is on the move. He'll get this out to the left. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards.
It finally seems that this offense has found their rhythm after what's been a really slow first 2 quarters. They're hopeful that this series can be the spark. They continue to be efficient in the passing game and go finish this drive.
Here's a run with Abdullah. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Denzel Ward in on the tackle. Back is Minshew. Finding his tight end man. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Here's a screen set up for Abdullah. He gets out of bounds, a gain of 8, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
Now we're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. On 1st down, a run with Madison. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Again, it's Madison. And he's fighting to get free, allowing for a gain of 3. A successful drive, but in dangerous stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. On fourth down, up comes Daniel Carlson for the Raiders field goal. This about as short as you can get. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are on the board. They cut the lead to 6-3.
It's always a little bit of a letdown. Like you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The visitors' offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They've been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They bring Judy in motion. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And he'll get about 5.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
They'll come up here on second down and 5. Off play action, here's Watson. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
This is teach tape for man defense, Mike. I mean, he's not looking back at the quarterback at all. He is in the hip pocket of his receiver. He's staying in phase and in rhythm. And then he knows when the wide receiver's hands go up, attack the ball. And that's about as good as it gets.
Watson now on third down. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. 14 on the pickup. First down, Cleveland.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
On first and 10, it's Chubb. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackle behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Once again, it's Chubb. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Nate Hobbs in from his corner spot to make the stop. Play action. Watson. Pressure gets there. And down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Let's get to their punting team out there. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll start out, first down and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6, out to the 26-yard line. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Abdullah. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. First down. 3 to go. They'll go here with Madison. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down. The Raiders send their punt team in. That is fielded at the 13. And they'll get a 2 yards. And this return, up past the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. This pass caught by Beauty.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Call it a gain of 13. It's a Browns 1st down. On play action, it's Watson. Go to the sideline, well done. Good job at the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the 1st down.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
And he's going to have the first down yard across the 50 to the 48.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. This gives to Ford, heading right. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, like negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
They'll run once more with Ford. And he's able to find the crease, get ahead for 7. He'll bring up 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right 3rd. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll move the ball forward. Let's give him a couple. Nate Hobbs in from his corner spot to make the stop. Second down and 8. A play fake. Now Watson to throw. Now he'll run. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Now hands off to Ford. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting and waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
To throw on second down is Watson. There's that man again. Another catch. And he'll be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
No touchdowns for either side. Maybe we'll get our first here. It's 1st and goal. They bring Judy in motion. And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
It's back at the 8 now for second and goal. They give it, and it's 4. Stop at the 6. And that sets up third and goal. To throw is Watson. Oh, that pressure too much, and he goes down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Dustin Hopkins on now before the field goal. This from 30 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Browns add on to their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Hopkins now following the made field goal. Back out to send it away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. They're going to go play action now with Minshew. Rather taken in, it's Alexander Madison. They face 2nd down and 7. With shotgun, a throw for Minshew. Open man downfield, he's got his tight end balance. Pick up there of 28 yards.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while it certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, man. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Minshew now to throw on 1st and 10. He's going to keep it himself. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now Madison. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. He'll try and throw with Minshew. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Open receiver is Marshall. He's gone. And he's going to have a Raiders 1st down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 6. Minshew.
Crazy with that late score. But they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this 4th quarter lead.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. Important one as they take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Pierre Strong on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense are ready to take it over once more. But deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. He runs with it. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
They bring Judy in motion. And this defense having nothing of that. They get him down behind the line.
When you come across on the jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, you got a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Be honest, when offenses come up with wrong play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. In this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
Throwing on third down. Watson. Now sets up the screen for Chubb. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the fourth quarter, Mike, facing a tough third down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, breaks the huddle. He's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
Watson now on first down. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In fourth quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And they finally get him down, but not before he brings it to the 4-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision. His ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up the big game.
So the field goal here gets you the late lead. You gotta think you want 6 when you have it first down, and he will dive into the end zone. Jerome Ford, touchdown Cleveland. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Well, here we go. The Browns will go for 2 here. To throw is Watson. This is he's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
So a big change here. They go from down 1, score the touchdown, add the 2. Now they lead by 7 as they kick it off. Kick get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Raiders offense ready to take over once again. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. They'll stick with Madison. And they'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Marshall is on the move. Minshew from the gun on 3rd down. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. It's a 1st down and a gain of 16.
Okay, so they pick up that 1st down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast, because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter. Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Minshew. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game, and they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball, and let's see if they can take advantage of it.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start just inside the 20-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. Here's 1st and 10. Open this drive on the ground with 4. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Over the middle and caught by Judy. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just hand off right, hand off left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Now first down throw for Watson.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Here's a screen set up for 4. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down mark.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The home team's offense and a running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On first down, a run with Madison. And is brought down after a gain of couple. Broke him up on a second down and 8. Again, it's Madison. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold them to 2 and bring up third down. Minshew gonna look to throw. He's gonna go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Hunting out, ready to send this one away, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. This is taken at his own 30. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by 4. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Open man, and that's 2 more. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Anybody who thought this coach was going to get conservative with this late lead is sadly mistaken, Mike. They're out here still throwing haymakers with this passing game. They're not content with just having the lead. They're looking to increase it.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Clark. And he'll get this forward to about the 42-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Watson. Off-road, right side, taken by Njoku. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
On 1st down, it's Watson. This one caught the 4. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. David Njoku. Touchdown, Browns. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns move out to a 24-10 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Abdullah now to return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Raiders offense ready to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now. Gotta get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He's got it downfield. Myers the connection. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 71 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. Greg, they are hacking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Now, Carson at the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders back within 7. It's 24-17. So, things are a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, this is strong. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
A give to Ford on his zone read. And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Back to throw is Watson. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's going to be taken down. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Cleveland. Running is Chubb. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. A minute 57 to go in the game. Once again, it's Chubb. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll go with Chubb. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Now the Raiders are going to use their 3rd and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee.
There's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.